Well, when we look at the original discourses of the Buddha, we find references to various experiences along the path as mentioned by the Buddha. And there are these references come in the form of Dhammapada verses, these come in the form of statements, and so on. Now, the compiler of the Visuddhimagga, namely Bhaddanta or Acharya Buddhatthanagosa, the commentator of the 5th century after Christ, he took all of those references and put them together, compiled those, and then along the using the structure as outlined in the Ratta Vinitana Sutta, then presented various experiences in a very systematic way. And so we find in the Visuddhimagga itself, in English this work is known as the Path of Purification, a very clear-cut description of the different experiences that a retreatant is likely to go through when he or she engages in mindfulness meditation. Now, in the Visuddhimagga, these experiences are described, at least if we look at the English translation, present English translation, then sometimes the expressions are a bit outdated, but the essence is there. And so that description of how the practice unfolds, and this has been referred to as a progress of insight or a gradual path of training, that has been there for hundreds of years and is not limited to only the Mahasi tradition. However, the Venerable Mahasi side of Burma did make or did refer to this to these insight knowledges as outlined in Visuddhimagga, and having himself translated the Visuddhimagga from Pali into the Burmese language, so he was very well familiar with this description of the various insight knowledges. And so the Venerable Mahasi side of Burma, as well as many of his students, over decades have then accompanied retreatants in their mindfulness practice, and certainly with this, they've seen a certain structure how the practice unfolds, and when putting some of the major experiences together, then those experiences very much coincide with what is stated in the Visuddhimagga already a long time ago.
And this structure is the same for every yogi?
More or less, the essentials of the various insight knowledges are the same, pretty much across the board. What one sees are at times certain variations. Some retreatants experience certain experiences, or they experience certain insight knowledges in a very clear-cut, sometimes even in a very intense form, and others in a more milder, subdued way. And for some, let's say pains are more predominant. Depends a bit on a person's personality and other factors, but the essence tends to be the same.